everybody, it's Shaman Sister Sin, and you're listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by the Little Shaman Healing. That's me, the Little Shaman. Today I wanted to address whether narcissism can be cured. People ask about this all the time and about therapies that may be emerging, so I wanted to address that on the show. It's an understandable question. People want to know if they can help their loved one, especially when the answer to the narcissist problem seems so easy to the people around them. A narcissist's loved ones can see where the narcissist is going wrong, where they're in error, and how they are sabotaging themselves or creating problems out of nothing for no reason. The answer seems easy, right? Just stop doing that. But for them, it's not that easy. They can't see the problems the way that you can. Many times they can't see them at all. That's why the answer to the question of whether narcissism can be cured is no, it cannot be. Not at this time, maybe not ever. Now, narcissism is a spectrum, and there is a huge gray area of behaviors and levels of narcissism on that spectrum. People who simply have narcissistic traits are often very successful at retraining their minds to react differently. They are often able to change their behaviors and control their emotions. Cognitive behavioral therapy and dialectical behavioral therapy in particular can really help a lot with this. The more narcissistic a person is, the more trouble with changing their behaviors and controlling their emotions they're going to have. When a person believes that feelings are facts, when someone denies their feelings or believes their feelings are coming from somewhere outside themselves, when someone is pathologically unable to be wrong, when someone cannot disagree without attacking the other person, when someone's perception is so distorted that they believe things have happened which have not happened, or that people have motives that they don't have, it's very hard for someone like that to even understand there's a problem, let alone accept the problem and work on resolving it. In order to reach a person who is pathologically narcissistic, you would have to first get past their initial defense, which is often anger, hysteria, blaming, projection, and gaslighting, along with talking you in circles and illogical accusations, or perhaps the silent treatment and shutting down. After you did that, you'd have to penetrate their second defense, which is absolutely ironclad pathological denial. If you somehow got through both of those, you then have to address and break through all of their cognitive distortions, their skewed perceptions, and their chronic, almost delusional negativity and paranoia, their pathological self-hatred, and their illogical fears. If you somehow manage to do all that, you then have to somehow convince them that the way they are seeing everything is totally wrong and the way you are seeing things is right. Then you would have to get them to address the probable traumas and pain that caused every single one of these things, if traumas in fact exist, and if they can even remember. You'd also have to have years and years of your own to dedicate to this and somehow convince them to stay around while you dismantle the defense mechanism they spent their entire life building. And most importantly, you'd have to accept the fact that even if you did all of that, it probably still wouldn't work. They may change some of their behaviors if you stopped reacting, but even that's not guaranteed. It's very sad when we see someone we love suffering, and make no mistake, they are suffering. These are miserable people. But sometimes there's things you can't fix. Most people do realize, I think, inside that they cannot help their narcissistic loved one, even though they still want to, and they may continue to try long after they don't believe it's possible. Others may feel and be told by the narcissist that things are unfair because the narcissist is suffering and in pain while other people are not. However, first of all, that's not true. And second of all, it's unhealthy to want something for someone more than they want it for themselves. And suffering yourself does not help the other person. It just creates another victim. It would be like seeing someone drowning and realizing that you can't save them, so you just jump in the water and start drowning too. What is that going to do? Allowing someone to abuse you because they're hurting is not helping them. It's just devaluing yourself, and it's an unhealthy way to be. If a person will not engage in an appropriate way to express themselves where they don't hurt other people, or if they think hurting other people is justified because they're hurting or upset, then they're toxic, and that's all. That's all there is to say. They are toxic. Many times in our society, we believe that if someone is a victim, then all of their behavior is excused. This is not the case. There's never an excuse for abuse. Now, people have been asking my opinion on a new type of therapy for narcissism that is being advanced recently. I am skeptical of it in general, and re-traumatizing people who are that emotionally immature, fragile, and that prone to suicidality would be a very risky situation, in my opinion. But I'm also a pragmatist, so if it works, that would be wonderful. There's no proof of any effectiveness as of yet, so I don't really have an opinion on it, except to say that many therapies, even those specifically designed for narcissistic disorders, do not seem to work. If this one does, that would be amazing. I hope this clears a few things up for you. As always, I look forward to your comments, questions, and suggestions, so please keep those coming. You've been listening to the Meditations and More podcast, brought to you by Little Shaman Healing. That's me, Little Shaman. May the Great Spirit bless you, and have a wonderful day.